Hello everybody, my name is Rest of Toasty and welcome back to Satisfactory, where today we're gonna do a second tower. In the last episode we did build up this one. It's very large. There's 168 manufacturers in there. It's great, it's cool, it's nice. I do think I went a little heavy on the green, but that's fine, because in this episode we're doing a second one and we can make it kind of like the polar opposite. Like a lot more black and a lot less green. Anyway, as I explained somewhere in the last episode, this one does need to be considerably larger, except it's actually only like 2 foundations larger. A foundation and a half on either side, so 3, I guess. Which is really funny, because as I also mentioned in the last episode, did something just explode on me? Oh, right, Fixmas is in swing. I forgot about that. Maybe sometime in this episode we'll go check out the calendar. But for now, as I was saying, I thought this was going to be the smaller tower, which makes it really funny that this tower is now considerably larger than the other one, or is going to be, in any case. The reason this one has to be a specific size, whereas the other one was just kind of spitballing an idea, this one, I did a very particular design choice for a couple of the levels, so it does indeed need to be a specific size to accommodate those things. So we've got our circle, but the problem is now we have a whole bunch of holes in the circle. So like, what do we do about that? What I was thinking is we do one of those, and then one of those. So that sits right there, and that kind of closes the circle, a little up on this side, not a big deal, because when we put in the walls, they sit on top of it anyway, right? Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with the bottom of this. It does need to fit quite a little bit, I think. I'm gonna look at my... So we need 8 manufacturers for heavy modular frames, 6 manufacturers, blenders, my bad, for fuel, 10 blenders for fused modular frames, 5 manufacturers for crystal oscillators, 7-ish manufacturers for radio control units, a couple of blenders for nitric acid, 15 assemblers for pressure conversion cubes, 10 refineries for sulfuric acid, and then we need these 3 processing lines, 24 blenders for uranium-238, 30 particle accelerators, that's the big one, for plutonium cells, and 30 assemblers for plutonium fuel, and that's going to be the end of the line. So this one does actually definitely need to be much larger than the other one, because this is a lot. So this bottom section is probably going to end up being very large. I think what I'll do is I'll do something similar to down here. I might do different sections and slightly different levels for some of these. Like this one goes all the way up there. This one's up on a raised little table, so I can put stuff under it. I might do something kind of like that. So like we might have 2 layers of production over there, like manufacturers and then manufacturers on top, next to refineries, which would take up 2 levels because they're like super ridiculous tall. I guess first I should probably do this all the way around. And next, we put in the walls. Now, I could do the same caution tape pattern in this one at the bottom, but I don't think I want to do it at the bottom, actually. I think I want it to be less obvious that it's there, but it's still there, if that makes any sense, which I know it doesn't, but still. Maybe for this bottom part, I do the same thing that I did for that part there, but inverted, like I was talking about earlier. Let's say I'm just gonna bring this all the way up to 10 high, and then I'll put in, and I'm out of plates, that's nice. I'll put in the fancy pattern later. I also put in this little fancy floor thing for when we do the belting later. It's gonna look cool with the belts and the pipes underneath. So, in this one, just to try and figure out how tall this needs to be, or how much I need to squeeze into this space. In the first section, I need to fit both of these, right? Both of these, all 5 of these, and possibly this. In fact, probably this. Because I want the second section to be mostly dedicated to the particle accelerators. I have done some math on how big they are, and I've determined how I want them to be placed. Mostly, we might run into some issues, so we do need to fit most of the machines on, or in, sorry, the first layer. But then most of the machines are not the size of the manufacturers, right? So we had to do that whole thing to fit 168 manufacturers, but we might be able to fit quite a bit more in here because most of them are not manufacturers. We'll worry about the design in a second, because right now I want to do the machines. Okay, let's see. First guy, let's do the pressure conversion cube over here. We need 6 blenders, 8 manufacturers, and then another 10 blenders. That shouldn't be too bad. Let's just mark that. So 16 blenders, and then 8 of these. While we're over there grabbing stuff, we also might as well check out the calendar. I do think this year is the same as last year, so I probably won't. Actually, it would be my first experience with it, because I didn't do it last year. Maybe once I'm done with this factory, we do a little bit of Fixmas stuff, because we'll have a lot more infrastructure set up at that point. You, sir. Oh, no, this is not the same. Huh, they did come up with the new advent. Is that one? Right there? Okay. We have another 100 Fixmas gifts. Is there something in the MAM for that? Yes. Fixmas holiday event. Let me quick research that. Fixmas tree base. Uh-huh. Candy cane basher and candy canes in general. That requires something I don't have. Also requires something that all requires something I don't have. Okay, great. I have 43 left over from last time. I figure there's probably more than that just somewhere else. I guess we'll just put that at the back. Like, I mean, I don't know. That is 6 for the fuel. So these will all make the fuel. And I think that's just at the standard speed. It's not actually, it's at a quarter speed. Diluted fuel, that's the one. So technically, some of these I could actually make smaller. Like this one, for instance. It could be 2.5 if I sped it up to its standard 100% speed. So if we do start to run into problems like that, there are a few of them that I can work with, which is nice. We also need, beside that, 8 manufacturers. Let's do 4 like that, and then I guess I can do a second layer for the other 4, just so I'm not using this whole area, this whole side for the manufacturers. So that should work just fine, presumably. And then we do need another 10 blenders, but that takes all of this stuff, so we can just kind of put it in here. Let's just put you there, because I feel like it. And then another row up. Oh, that's backwards. Dude, that's not how I wanted it. So these will be making fused modular frames. I like how the juice changes. I think these guys had a specific speed, right? Actually, I should probably check that. Yeah, 0.4998. So that's just wonderful, isn't it? Technically, I could just kind of leave them, but then they'd be off all the time, and it'd be real weird, so I don't want to deal with that. I think these guys are making heavy modular frames. But which one? Pipes, beams, and screws. So just the standard recipe, okay. I don't know if that's worse or not. It might be. But we can make a lot of screws, so maybe not. Next is the radio control units. That one's simpler. 5 manufacturers and then 7 manufacturers. So pretty easy. We can put those over here. That's the first 5. Then we need another 7. Can't really just put that on top of the other one. So I might instead do something like this around this little side here. Probably could have done a 4 and 3 kind of deal, but I didn't, so it sucks for you, I guess. So these first 5 are crystal oscillators with AI limiters. So that's this one at 1.062, so 106.2% speed. I'm just gonna put it at 3 or 2, just to make sure that it doesn't underdo it at all, in case there were any rounding errors of any kind. And then this one is the radio control units, I do believe. Radio control system, actually, at the regular speed. I think technically I could have had them both be 5, manufacturers, but I don't think I would have been able to fit that here anyway, so it's not like it matters. Next is, let's just do the nitric acid, I guess. That is 28 blenders. Wonderful. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to fit all of that in my inventory. Taking a break. What the fuck? So it turns out, not even 3 minutes before I got back, I went to grab a snack. Not 3 minutes before I got back. Apparently, some guy, I don't know if a guy, like, respawned or something, but he went and launched me into the stratosphere, and I flew off the edge of the planet. So I'm gonna real quick reload a save. Because I don't want to deal with that. Don't know where that came from exactly. Because that guy's dead over there. It was he. There's nobody here. There's no way anybody should have got me. But, I mean, alright, I guess. So, I actually want to lift this one up on to a new level. In case we need belt work in there. Or if we have a really small one that I can do. So, we need 20 of them for one thing and 8 of them for another, which is great. Fixed mass. Giant fixed mass tree. Let's actually put these facing the opposite direction. Okay, that is 6. 3 lanes of 6 is 20, and I believe that 3 lanes of 6 is 18, but this is at a particular speed, so we will need an extra 2. I could extend it on this side so that we can have couple extra over here, I guess. Okay, cool. Alright, these ones should be fine since it goes to 33.6 per minute, but I think I might take a couple and just mark them up to 113%, or 115 maybe, just in case. Yeah, this one, I'll just do 113. And then we do need another 8, but I can do that over here quite easily. That is also making nitric acid, but actually pretty slow, 0.498, so 49.8, I guess. So that's all that done. May as well just mark some of these to make sure that I don't do them a second time. Next, I guess we'll do... What do we do? These all go to, like, different places, I guess. I've already done this one, I think. But I think I forgot this one. Or these two. Because this one goes to here. And I set these up somewhere. But I don't think I set these two up. So I should probably do that. I think I'll do those back down in the main base thing, because this is as well under the tower. So I think it might be a good idea to put these under there somewhere as well, because whoopsie daisies, I forgot about that. But apparently that's 10 assemblers and 9 manufacturers that we don't have to put in here. So, cool. Which means I just need to do these 2, and then these 3. Okay, alright, I'll do these then. Pressure conversion cube, and the sulfuric acid. They only need 15 assemblers. And then there's also the sulfuric acid. That goes to the non-fissile uranium. And then the pressure conversion cubes go to the plutonium fuel over here, wherein the encased plutonium cells, apparently those just take aluminum casings. I don't know, I mean, gotta have 300 aluminum casings somewhere, right? Yep, that one right there. Awesome. Sulfuric acid doesn't really need to come from anywhere in particular, but the pressure conversion cube, I would like to have that. I would like to have the inputs close to the outputs of the other 2 things, the fused frames and the RCEs. RCE is a different person, not even a production line. Okay, so let's see. This is crystal oscillators. So I believe that is these guys? Yeah, radio control units are right there. And these should be the fused frames. They are indeed. That's cool. Okay, so since the RCEs and the other thing are not facing the same direction, I could change it. And I'm pretty sure I can fit 15 assemblers in here pretty easily. Let me try, actually, before I say anything. Assemblers, and we can have that just kind of like here, I guess, right? That lets us get 15, but then we're very close to these guys, so maybe not. So I might need to either move these or move those. Wow. Okay. But if we do it this way, then it should be more than possible to fit 15. Although, I might do 4 layers instead. 3 layers then gets us 12, assuming that I have enough of anything. So, that is 3rd layer. This is 4th, which would give us 16, but I can just kind of cut that one short a little bit. So this is now 15 assemblers, and I think that's at the regular speed for the pressure conversion cubes. Indeed. We might want to turn these guys around. Probably, honestly. Yeah, that would be so much easier if I did it that way. And then this guy can go around back, and then feed all of them. And then these guys all go to these guys, and such. Then we need 10 refineries, I do believe. 10 refineries for the sulfuric acid, which takes sulfur and water, both of which are base resource sources, so they don't come from anywhere else in the factory. They just come from outside. So I'm not sure where exactly I want to put these. I guess having it near the nitric acid would be good, although I don't know if they even go to similar places. Sulfuric acid goes here. One of the nitric acids does go there, but the other nitric acid actually goes to the fused modular frame, so that'll just go down a layer. Let's see. The one that is 20, so the bigger one, does go to the same place with the sulfuric acid. So these ones and the sulfuric acid go to the same place. But then these ones go down to the fused modular frames, wherever those are. I think they're like right below those actually, which means I should have put these on the other side, but either way, I could just put it on top of these, and I should probably be able to fit 10 in that space, but I'm not certain. This is 10. I think there was a particular speed. Yeah, 1.344. Cool. So that's all up and running. So that is these both complete. So then I just have to do these guys under the other thing, which wasn't too hard. Just had to put in a couple more little sections. One problem is that I'm now out of the power slugs. I don't have any of them, so I need to speed these all up. All of these manufacturers all need to be at the maximum speed, but I don't have that many power slugs, so I can't yet. But that should be fine-ish enough for now, which means that this little section is done. And these ones from yesterday that I forgot about are also done. So now we just have to move on to these ones. We have 24 hole blenders, and then 30 whole particle accelerators. Sick. I do have a plan for the particle accelerators, but not for the blenders. So what I'm gonna have to do then, I think, is just make this little section taller again. First, I'm gonna try and fit them in here. Like, actually try to fit them first, before I just decide that it's not gonna work. It is gonna have to be up at about this level. I would actually like it to be a little higher so that it doesn't get in the way of the refineries at all. So we have another table. That is 15 out of the 24 that we need. So we still need another 9. I guess I just take like that. That just barely gives us the space for 8, so we can then, I guess, extend this just a little bit and get 9. All of those are going to be, I think, just the non-fissile uranium, right? Yeah, probably. Yep, they take the waste. Non-fissile uranium. Now, the problem is that needs to be at 1.8667 times, so 186%, but I don't have any things. I don't have any slugs, so I can't. But I can do it later. Go get them at some point, and then put the actual recipe in later. Yeah, so that's fine. It's not a big deal. We do, in fact, have to raise these walls, but not by a whole bunch. Let's just say by 3. Once we get the walls all the way up and done pretty neatly, I do believe. And also, once it's daytime. Sick! Kinda. Good enough. Now, I do have a particular plan for this one. A particular idea. And it's in my notes somewhere. It needs to be 11.26 foundations in this direction, which is just a wonderful number. I sure do love having unfulfillable decimals. 11 and a quarter should be just fine. This is the middle here, and I think this is 10 this way. So another one would be 11, and then another half. So I actually need to take this in by 2? Right there would be 11 and a quarter, I do believe. And we're just gonna have to hope that that is actually the case. It's always very confusing when you're using the foundations and rotating around a middle point. Because, like, this, the middle of this to the middle of this is one foundation. And then if you go all the way down and you've got, say, this is 10, then the next one is 10 and a half because you're at the end of this thing. And then you gotta, it's really stupid and dumb sometimes, I think. That's all. Somehow I managed to stop recording my audio, but not the game. So there's like an hour of completely radio silent footage, and I don't know what to do about that. But where I was going before I just quit or something, I don't know, is eventually I was gonna make a hexagon. It's the platform. It had 6 sides, and all the corners meet up perfectly, and it's really neat. And I'm gonna put particle accelerators on it, but it turns out the particle accelerators take a whole bunch of rotten garbage, like electromagnetic control rods and turbo motors, making me believe that maybe you were supposed to do the first part before you did the second part, in terms of factory, like have a running factory before you move on to the second bit, instead of just buying everything and, just bypassing the entire first part of the factory, oh well, it's fine. Nothing we could do about it at that point, so I ended up having to make 3,000 electromagnetic control rods, which is a lot. And I'm pretty sure I talk about the other things because I managed to turn my microphone back on at some point, so you don't really have to worry about that. Yeah, okay, that's it. Back to the past rest of Toasty. The one time I managed to actually hit record. Yeah, finally. Goodness me. There's just stupid 3,000. Friggin' hate this place. That's all our electromagnetic control 3,000 out of 3,000. Sure do love it when there's too many letters. We do still need the turbo motors and the supercomputers, which incidentally cost 96 coupons. I don't have that many coupons. Okay, so we actually need to make some of those. That sucks so bad. Aside from the plastic, I guess it's not that bad. 900 high-speed connectors, 600 AI limiters, and 600 computers. I think that's pretty doable, except for the plastic. I guess I'll just grab the rest of the stuff I need. Be right back. Ugh, why didn't I automate this stuff? After a somewhat grueling few hours, finally we have everything we need. I know it says not the electromagnetic control rods, but you already know we have those. I just can't fit them in my inventory because apparently 30 particle accelerators is too many. So I can't actually carry enough to build all that. I mean, unless I put some of it in the Explorer, that might make my life easier. Maybe. It might also just not do anything. I'm not sure. Just gotta go get... Oh, right, I forgot. I changed the name of one of the trains. I forgot about that. I was momentarily very confused. Now, anytime I look in this direction, I just get a block of text across the screen. That's great. Alright, you? No. You? No. Sir, please. Thank you. It's still not enough. There's 300 that we can't... Okay, great. That's wonderful. Oh, right. I also need to carry concrete and plates so I can make the platforms. I forgot about that. Yeah. I can't put down a storage box, can I? I mean, I guess I don't need the computers. I can do that to free up an extra space and grab some concrete and plates and whatnot. Got everything we need, so let's just say we start, like, out here. I don't know how many of these I can do. I think 100 foundations, which means I should probably cut back the number I'm actually doing. But it's fine anyway. Once we start building them, we'll actually have a lot more space. So now, find the middle. Particle accelerator. Oh boy, that's big. So this should be enough to fit 2 of them, and then hopefully, I think if I put the next one exactly on the same spot over there, it'll hit right here. It'll intersect this point. Almost. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I have no idea. It looks fine. Possibly. I hope it's fine, because if it's not fine, then I have to redo something, and I don't want to redo something. Okay, so that should be good, and then I can do another one next to it, and that has already cleared 4 spaces in my inventory. Wonderful. And looks pretty darn good, I'm gonna say. I might mess around with the colors of it, so that it kind of melds better with these things, but I also might not need to. And then I think, because I need to fit 5 per side, I think I'm gonna get foundations up there and have a second layer, and then possibly have one on the inside, so like kind of here, because I can't really have a second one right here. It'll collide with the second one from over there, but I can have a third one in the middle of these two, and it won't collide with the one from the next lane over. I'm also out of fuel, so I have to get down somehow. But yes, that should be quite the good. Yeah, indeed. So those are going to be the main kind of decoration, I guess, for this section of the tower. Whereas, like, over there, the bottom of it has the hazard tape, and then the next one has the weird green hazard tape, and then it's green up until the weirder green hazard tape, and this one has the blacker hazard tape with some of the green mixed in. This second section of tower is just gonna have these guys up on it, and it's gonna look really cool. I'm gonna try something, and it's not gonna work. I've done this before. Ha! Let's go. So now we get to see if this actually works at all, because it honestly might not. It might just barely be too close, and then everything sucks forever. Pretty sure that's correct. Please. Yes! Let's go! How close is that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's pretty close. I got my math just barely where it needed to be. So this is the first 12? Yeah, 12. We are gonna have these guys going up. Wow, okay. Apparently we can just go up a full 10 foundations, except that we don't have enough stuff, so we can't go up a full 10 foundations. Sir, you have the wrong juice. Oh, right, you're the only one with the juice, because I need to speed you up. I forgot. So once we get these little pillar things up, I think I will extend them with like a half foundation right there. But for now, we can just go right across, build out another little hexagon, and put in another layer of particle accelerators. So now the question is, do I go up another layer for the final one per side, or do I just put it behind one of them? I think I go up another layer just to make it taller. I might also need to fill out some of these gaps. Like, there's this little corner section here that I don't want to be super open, so I might do something with that as well. But we'll see, I guess. Yeah, let's go up another layer, another hexagon, and the last of the particle accelerators. Nuclear pasta! I do assume these are gonna... Actually, what are these making? It uses aluminum casings, which means that I don't have the recipe. Whoopsies. I gotta go find that. But that is all of the accelerators. We do still have to go up another, I think, 10 before we can start the next level, but then the next level only needs, what, like 15 manufacturers? So these are basically done, aside from the fact that I can't actually put in the recipe, and then these, we just need 30 assemblers. What number did I say? 15? It's 30. We need 30 assemblers on the next level, but I'll get that in a second. I want to go find the recipe, because it's not plutonium pellets. We're not making those. Is this already... It's already just as tall. Wow, okay. That's big. Jeez. I mean, I like it, but jeez. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun to build. Now, I only have 9 hard drives left, so I just have to get really lucky in the next hour and a half or something, because I don't want to go hunting for more of them. That would be not a fun thing to do right now, and I don't wanna. Nope. Scrap might be okay, though. Still no, but apparently I can make motors with electromagnetic control rods. I don't know about you, but I think that's a terrible idea. I'll take the wire one. That one looks better. Third time's the charm, hopefully. Once again, not correct. Radio connection unit? Third time wasn't the charm. Come on! I don't want to be here all day. No! Ugh. Sloppy alumina's probably nice, whatever. Come on! Still no, but I do think I need this one. Let me check. Hold on, I forgot. Yeah, I definitely need that one. My bad. Next one! Still no! Let's just get this one, I guess. Sure. Only 3 left. Still no! I just want the guys. Can I even? Yeah, no, I've got everything. I should be just fine to get the fancy thing. Still no, but I guess, like, better steel would be fine. Last one. Just a tad bit worried now. All of this sucks. I don't even want these things. Man. And that was my last one. Okay, great. So, oh, that sucks. I gotta go find more. Probably not gonna record the whole thing. Try to get some footage at least. I do believe I have a map in my files somewhere. Sir, please, don't do that. My god, get off of me, dude! I don't know how many of these I've actually grabbed. Let's see. I might go through this and, like, mark off the ones that I've already got. Circle it or something to say I've already got it. Ah! I haven't even got this guy. 10 black powder. I don't have any of that. Already gotta go back. Do I just, like, grab one of every item that I have automated? Or, like, grab a stack of every item? A couple if it's, like, small numbers. You know, something makes me think that that's not a circuit board? I mean, I'm not sure. I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not a circuit board. And that is definitely not reinforced iron plate. Oh boy, that's wonderful. So I've got another 18 of them, I think. Yep. So let's see what exactly that gets us. Nope. We got it! Let's go! Oh my goodness. Finally. Thank you. I'm leaving. Alright, so that should let us get the particle accelerators all set up the right way. And then I guess we can put in the walls or whatever. I'm not gonna have that many walls, just some pillars or something. I don't know. I think these guys are just at the regular speed, but now we can put in this one. So now we have all these set up with the correct recipe. Literally just 6 hours later. This will be the final floor for this section. The top of this factory, the top of this one is going to be another square. Not another square, kind of the first square, actually, now that I say it out loud. I could do another hexagon, but I kind of don't want to. So this then is going to be our little box. Not sure how exactly I want to design this, but I am sure that I can fit 30 assemblers in here. I did just have a thought. I colored the plutonium tower green, the same way that I colored the uranium tower green. but I just realized that plutonium is more generally bluish, so I might want to change that, get a different color going in there. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it doesn't feel right having that be green, actually, except maybe on the bottom, because I guess it's taking in the waste and making non-fissile uranium, and then later it turns it into plutonium. So I guess the bottom is good to stay green, but even then, I still kind of want it to not be green. No, it's fine the way it is, but then from the middle up, I want to change it to a bluer tone. Never mind, I'm just going to change it all to blue. I keep changing my mind and saying different things, but I'm just going to change it all to blue. A kind of pale blue, like how this is a kind of pale green. It's not a very bright, vibrant green. Gonna make a pale blue. So something like that instead of something like that. Yeah, that's probably fine. So all of these will be making the plutonium fuel units, right? Mm-hmm. At 0.5 per minute. Uh-huh. So we bring the pressure conversion cubes up here from all the way down there, and we bring the plutonium cells from those guys. This currently is 20, which is not enough. We need another 10. Might as well just do that on top of a couple of them or something. So that's it, I guess. In the middle of this, we can put some storage for these guys, right? Assuming I can put down storage, I can. Want to have a little bit, and then the rest of it can go to a sink. There you go. Okay. Actually, you know, we can do a slower one than this, right? Just so it looks cooler or whatever. I do want the faster ones going between them so that we don't run into any issues with throughput, so it'll just get here faster, I guess, is what I mean. But then, like, with all of these, we can just link them all up to the same thing, because it's making, like, 15 per minute tops here. That should be the final machines here for everything to work. I just need to get all the belt work done, probably off camera, because that's just a bunch of boring garbage. But other than that, we also want to do the design thing here. Make it look pretty okay-ish. I think on these guys, on these little lips, I'm gonna have something like those walls, except shorter, so that we can still have our caution tape. So, like, I can put these guys down and then do a little bit of caution taping around the edges, right? Simple enough. I'll do that on all of these levels. So yeah, I will quickly finish the outside of this factory, and I'll check back in once that is complete. I don't remember what I was talking about. It has been several days, but I do know that I have finished this tower, I think. I like it. It could be better. I don't know if I'm going to change it at all. I might. I've also gone ahead and connected everything up to power. Technically, I've connected it up to a system. We have a priority switch over here, connecting the nuclear factory to the rest of the system. And we have a regular switch in here. This one connects that switch up there to all of these machines. The reason that I have them separated is because under here, we have 500 batteries and a combined 60,000 megawatt hours, including the 100 that are under my base. So 50,000 here and then another 10,000 at home, because it turns out, even before it's run literally at all, and it can get used to the fact that it also has to speed up later, all of this stuff just at standard, the maximum consumption is 37,000, which means that the idle consumption, I think, is like 100 megawatts or something. I'm not sure exactly how many machines are up here, but if they all idle at like 0.1 megawatts, then it's going to be a lot. So I had to disconnect it, because if I turn this on, along with having all of the other factories on, it actually just existing here, like, it uses up our battery, and we don't want to do that, obviously. I'm pretty sure that just having the 60,000 megawatts isn't going to be quite enough, especially, again, because it's going to take 37,000 megawatts to run this at the regular speed. This says 30 megawatts, but it's actually going to be closer to like 70 or 80 after we actually get it started and running. So that's why I had to set up all those batteries, just to make everything, functional. Because on our 10,000 megawatts currently, and even the 10,000 megawatt hours, which would produce 10,000 megawatts for an hour. That's not going to be enough. So the 50,000 megawatt hours under here and then the 10,000 over there means that we can produce 60,000 megawatts for an hour just on the battery power alone, which is not quite enough. But realistically, we don't need to run all of the machines in this factory for a full hour. We really only need to run them for about, I would say, 5 minutes before we get to the point that we're actually producing power out of these guys. Maybe 10 minutes. And I'm pretty sure that 500, 600 batteries is enough for that. If it's not, then I guess we're screwed. But I sure hope it's enough. Either way, that will be this episode complete with our new plutonium tower. It's very tall, quite a bit taller than the uranium tower. Given this part is kind of empty, I didn't know what to do with it, but if I didn't have it, it looks considerably worse. So, we're just not going to talk about that. Yeah, that's going to be it from me today. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one, where I think we're going to work on the end situation belt work. So we've already got everything inside of the larger portion of the factory, but we do still need to take, like, say, we need to take the steel pipes from their constructors up to whatever manufacturers need them, or something. I don't know. And on top of that, we're also going to need to get the miners in place for all the bauxite, the uranium, iron, stuff like that, everything we need for those, all the oil pumps for this stuff, all the water pumps for the water, because there's going to be a whole buttload of that stuff. It's going to be great. We're going to need to put in some trains and some vehicles, which is why I've left this kind of little bridge here. In this side of it, we're going to have a gate or something of the sort to bring in vehicles, and quite possibly the same on the opposite side too, over here, which is why I did need to make this table rather than just putting all the machines down there. I want a lot of this space for moving around different trucks. Anyway, we will worry about that in the next episode. So again, if you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out quite a lot. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.